TIFU by confessing to my crush because I'm an idiot who forgot autoplay happens. Off topic, but I really respect that you can hear your own voice without cringing. OMG, I cringe at my own voice too, haha. I cringed in my head by just reading about cringing at my own voice. You guys are listening to your own voices? You guys think about listening to own voice? TBH, I'd say she didn't even acknowledge that recording. I mean, I'm trying to imagine myself in such a situation, and I would think that any person on the phone would hear instead of confession. But you likely know it better, since I wasn't there. Good luck. And you always can edit your post with updates. Everything on the smartphone gets better and better besides the phone line system we use. They actually reduce the quality of that, so the physical infrastructure doesn't need to be upgraded whilst they cram more calls onto one line. Yo. Voice over LTE. Plenty of bandwidth for high quality FaceTime audio. You can hear a ton between two iPhones using FaceTime audio. Yeah. FaceTime and landlines use entirely different systems. Plus a phone can do high quality on the fly compression of audio, and compared to the bitrate video is already hogging up. An audio stream is nothing. There is no reason to use shitty audio quality if the floor for what a lot of data is mind-bogglingly high. Monob, give us an update. You'll have to look at your phone sooner or later, unless you're planning on ditching the phone, the job and start a new life somewhere else. Probably his main thought right now. Poor guy. Hope she feels the same for him. Doubt. Most likely she doesn't want that kind of a relationship with Op given her actions. I'm going to say, be the bigger person. Call and apologize for hanging up. She may feel as if that happened on purpose, not to freak you out. It's better to call and clear it up. Tell her you can be her friend and that's okay. That you didn't intend her to find out like that. And then tell her you accept whatever she does next. It sucks. But I had something kind of similar happen recently, and we are still best friends. Next TIFU. I called my best friend to apologize for confessing to her. Turns out she didn't hear the confession the first time. Best comment I have seen today. Thanks for making my day better. This doesn't sound healthy at all. You are putting this person on an entirely undeserved pedestal and performing rituals in your mind that you seem to think are for her benefit but aren't. You need to build something further with her or give up on it. Because so far it's a lot of you getting stuck in your head. If you want a relationship out of this, you need to meet this person as an equal, not as a goddess and you as a supplicant. And that means being fair to yourself. You are clearly not doing that. You are obsessing while also putting up barriers. Self-control and self-restraint are one thing. I think you veered off into self-abnegation. Grow a spine, because the status quo isn't healthy for you. Don't dump all of this. You think it's love stuff on her. You've progressed in this in your mind way further than her, and you'll never get a positive response. Because she has not been there, participating in this like that. If you want to ride the love train, you gotta slow down and let her get aboard and meet her at the same place to start. There's no way for her to catch up in a single call. Rather, you should be honest that you're interested in progressing in a romantic direction with her, and that you've respected the friendship you've built, and that your recent distance was in respect of her vulnerability. You didn't want to take advantage, but you also couldn't torture yourself by being a platonic sounding board over something you're interested in building with her, a romantic relationship. I wish I could have read this comment a decade ago. It finally passed, but I was mentally stuck like Op for way too long. Dude, I've been there too. When you're in the thick of it, it's easy to convince yourself that your feelings are wholly unique, that this person you're obsessing over is special, and you could never have the feelings you have right now about anyone else ever. The self-created stakes are staggering. I'm happy you've found clarity as well. Perspective is everything. Yeah. Been there, done that. Hell. It even turned into a relationship a few years later, and it was the worst relationship ever. Honestly, what have you got to lose here? The worst case scenario is the other person knows how you feel. Sure, it's a bit awkward, but you get to deal with it without walking on eggshells every day about protecting your own feelings and the other person's. Just deal with it and move on. Whatever that looks like as an outcome. The best case scenario is you get the opportunity to shoot your shot and stop fantasizing about this BS for the rest of your life. Yeah, I don't know what this guy's problem is. He said it's because he doesn't want to ruin the friendship, but he is clearly ruining the friendship anyway. I've been in his self-sabotaging mindset before. He's being self-centered. I don't mean that insultingly, necessarily, but it seems to be the truth. And that's why it's hard to see how he's directly destroying the friendship for him. It's super hard to see beyond yourself and your feelings sometimes. Yeah, true. Makes sense. But yeah, a true friend is honest to their friend, even if it could put the friendship at risk. You know, you are a really good guy for trying so hard to respect her decision for as long as you did. I wish I had the strength to suppress my feelings for as long as you did. But yeah, once she finds out, it really depends on her. I'd suggest just ripping the band-aid off. The longer you wait, the worse it can get. I was raised in a very conservative Asian household, so I have always been incredibly good at compartmentalizing. I just don't want to know. I just powered off my phone, and I'm going to go get some tiramisu and bubble tea. If I'm going to get rejected and sad, I might as well get a mini sugar high. Another Asian. I didn't handle it well though. Well, good luck to you. Hope it works out. What do you do now that you've given up being Asian? Well, apparently this ex-Asian thinks they've become a pretty bad person. But I say they're a pretty swell person. It doesn't always go badly. Been married to my crush for 17 years and counting. Power back on and find out. Does she know you have a crush on her yet? Deadpan voice. You're married for 17 years. You've raised a child and are halfway through your mortgage payments. Now's probably a good time to ask, is she into you? Yes, no, can't tell. I understood that reference. I didn't. It's cool to respect the girl's feelings, but you also have to respect your own feelings too. You can't sit around and act and feel like a martyr for this girl, because that will eventually turn into resentment, since you'll find yourself with unrealistic expectations of her. If she's actually a friend, then you should be comfortable telling her how you feel. Though, more importantly, you should be more than willing to accept the possibility of her rejecting you. If she really saw you as a good friend as well, then you guys can have an even better friendship from this experience, since a new level of honesty has been established. Seriously, why is no one saying this to him? Better to suffer for years than to just be truthful and possibly deal with rejection for a few days or not. Damn. Best friends but lies every day to her. As a fellow Asian brother, I feel you, man. I have a similar situation as you. I have this coworker friend and we've been working together for 3 years now. I never told her how I felt because I was afraid of ruining our platonic relationship, and she had also mentioned she doesn't date coworkers. Well, cue back to like a week before Christmas. We were walking together and out of the blue she asks me if I had feelings for her. I told her yes, and all I got from her was that she hoped she wasn't leading me on. Obviously it was devastatingly awkward for us, but at least I knew where I stood and could stop agonizing over the what ifs. I was cool about the whole ordeal, and we are still friends today. I think how you carry yourself from now on will dictate where your relationship with your best friend will go. Totally shutting her off and ignoring her is definitely not the way to go, especially when she is feeling hurt and vulnerable. You can still just listen to her and let her know, hey, I'm here for you. And like someone said, if your relationship falls apart after something like this, was it really that strong to begin with? We can usually tell when our guy friends are crushing on us. Well, I shouldn't say out of the blue, cause I had made her some comfort food when she was sick and bought her favorite flowers when she was going through something rough. If those aren't potentially massive signals, I don't know what is. Though I never thought of it that way at the time, but she cited those reasons. My therapist always says that we relay tons of information about ourselves without even meaning to. So while those two things might have been her concrete evidence, she probably sensed something just by the way you said goodbye to her, or that you always laugh at her jokes, or don't ask about how her date went, etc etc.